Hello everybody, welcome back to Captain Strat 3.0 presented by Dota and Moonduck. My name is SunsFan, joined by Purge, Sir Action Slacks, and Pimp Muckle on camera/production. We are here at Game 3 between Digital Chaos and Stake Gaming. Loser is out, winner goes on to play somebody. Don't even remember. Purge, how's it going?
No Arc Warden, no!
I know, I'm so sad, man.
He's never gonna make it through, dude.
I
That
don't think
hero
so
is
either. Yeah.
too abusive at the moment. He's like weirder than Earth Spirit is even.
Yeah, I mean,
And more abusive.
last year when we did this, it was Earth Spirit in the same place, but he was picked a few times. I was really surprised by that. So, still holding out hope. You never know. I mean, some of these, like when we get to the directly invited teams, they could be cocky. Like, you know what? This hero is actually awful. We know exactly how to counter it. Somehow, all the heroes that counter are in the pool. We'll just leave it there.
I mean, I would agree normally, but he's just too extreme in the way that the hero design works. You know, like you duplicate your items. Like that's insane. Like that just has so much more value in some ways than saying like Earth Spirit has an ability that seems overpowered. Like its potential for being OP is so high that it's just so much easier just to ban the damn hero than it is to like be like, yeah, I want to be the first person that actually gets to play against this hero.
Well, I mean, okay, so to put it on record, I completely agree. I think he's the most broken hero that has ever been in Dota, not including like going back to the Ricky Ward days and stuff like that, but I'm trying to be optimistic, man. I want to see him. From a spectator point of view, we want to see him, okay?
I mean, I do too. I just want to crush your dreams before you let them be like irrational dreams.
Can't we just do that to Slacks? Tag team him?
What?
As if we don't already? Are you kidding? Come on.
True. All right, Earth Spirit first pick for Stake Gaming. DC is going to start with Morphling. That is Yawar's like favorite hero of all time. He's been begging everybody to let him play it. And he's going to follow up by a Disruptor, which I don't actually know if that's an AUI or BRU hero. I'm not sure.
It's kind of a weird hero to open with, but there's a lot of agility heroes gone in the pool. Actually, it's going to be a very weird carry game. I think that's why they first picked Morphling, because they looked at the pool and they're like, okay, we banned out all the carries. They banned out Anti-Mage and Jug. Then me team banned out TA. Like, it's, what are you going to do? Clinks, Meepo, Slark, Bristleback, Lifestealer? Like, maybe a Leshrac? Those are your carry options. So this is going to be a weird game for carries.
They followed Lion and Puck, so that's going to be a Slicks mid with Puck in all likelihood, unless it's some weird-ass off-lane Puck or whatever the case may be, but...
Yeah, his Puck is really good. His Puck is very, very good.
How does Glimpse work with Phase Shift?
I think you get sent back, no matter what.
So Glimpse is the same, I think we've talked about this. Glimpse is the same as X, right?
It's not exactly the same. I think X sends back... Oh, X doesn't work against Storm Surf Ball Lightning, whereas Glimpse does, I believe. So there's like a couple ways that they're not exactly the same. I think Disruptor can Glimpse through Puck's Phase Shift. Because it'd be really cheap if you couldn't. It's a 6-second cooldown, you know? Like,
yeah. You know, it'd be really good. Not even kidding. Techies.
In this game?
Incorrect.
Techies, man, all the way. Let's see it.
Always bad, dude.
Why?
I'm just
Techies is awful against
no, I'm pretty sure Techies is awful every game, but you know, just throwing it out there.
All right.
Again,
so
positive
give me
vibes.
A situation where Techies is not bad.
I was going to say on team with
melees?
Arc Warden, but I've played with a guy one time who played an Arc Warden, and we got trashed as a techie.
Was that because I didn't have any freaking supports? was that why? Oh yeah, that was it. That's right. I was 1v1. That's right. No, I'm sorry. I was 1v2 the whole time. Excuse me. Yeah,
I came and helped. I was a support Dragon Knight apparently.
Sunsfan.
Yeah,
horrible
game.
The
off-lane Puck Dragon Knight dueling. I'm really glad that you dedicated your hero's time to that. That was really smart. I mean, you could have zoned the offlaner and let me get free farm, but I guess.
Hey, I did a great job that game. Most kills equals best played.
Salty. All right, hey, let's talk about this match though. I love Omni-Knight Legion. Ah, it's such a great combo.
Yeah,
why? Because Legion just can't die. Plus the dual purify combo.
Indeed, indeed, pretty much that. Having that 2 heal up. Oh no, you ruined it! God damn it! Muting myself. Have a good one.
That's still decent though. I mean, you focus fire the Legion commander target, it's still good, but.
Yeah, I think both teams kind of went for some carries that can do stuff. I think it was a little scarier looking at the carry potential than it really was. Clinks plus Slark are a really good dual lane. They've got tons of silences and ways to deal with Morphling with Lion or Spirit Puck. That's pretty solid. They've got good gank options there. The Disruptor early pick was maybe a bit weird, but I guess it kind of covers a lot of bases. I just feel like Disruptor is going to feed now. The only hero he's really amazing against is maybe Puck Lion. Earth Spirit's not terrible either, I guess.
He's decent against our spirit. I mean, as long as it doesn't get silenced or whatever. But the interesting thing, as I brought up in the beginning, Yawar's going to be playing the Morphling. Typically, you see the mid, the Windrunner, played by Yawar, but he just loves Morphling too much. I've probably seen TC play Windrunner one time, so I'm not sure what to expect. And I'm not even sure what lane we can expect him. Is he going to go safe lane? Is he going to go mid? Could see a dual lane mid with Morphling. I mean, that's, I guess, somewhat common.
They could change it up. See what TC has. It's going to be TC mid on Windranger versus Puck. That makes a little bit more sense. He's better in base damage. He doesn't have to get harassed every time he's going for a last hit like Morphling would against Puck. Windranger is pretty survivable as well, because when Puck goes all in for you, you can just press Windrun and walk away. At least before she hits 6. By she, I mean the Puck. So I think Windranger is a little bit more straightforward there, and TC has played some mid in the past, so I think he'll be capable there.
AUI is going to be playing the Omni Knight, and I've maybe seen him play this once as well. This is not the kind of hero that he likes to play. I know that for a fact. I mean, he's not exactly the greatest farmer. Purification is okay, but you can't really split push with Omni Knight at all.
You can if nobody's there, but that's about it. And it's not very safe because you don't have to buy things like Blink Dagger, and you don't have disables. You can split with Repel TP though. That is one way that you can get out. But with Clinks being in the area, it could be a little scary since his physical damage is so high. He can definitely kill Omnia or do a silence kill. I think it will be an Orchid Clinks build, most likely. There's just too many heroes that he needs to counter.
I thought he would go, maybe not first, but Diffusal Blade at some point as well. I think that's decent for Clinks.
Yeah, extremely likely. Diffusal Blade's one good option for Clinks. He can either go fast Diffusal Blade, or he can go something like Orchid into Diffusal. He'll be a bit limited on BKB.
We almost never see Orchid anymore, but it is amazing this game. Against Morphling especially. Omni Knight, and literally every hero, but especially the Morphling. Because, of course, you can morph through stuns, which they have a few of, but silence, not the case. They have Waning Rift as well, I suppose. And
I just like that Slacks found the one time in history that it was worth owning a Pug. That was nice, man.
I didn't see what it said. Damn it. Maybe I'll see it on Reddit.
Something like a Pug in 1670 barked because there's some assassins coming or something like that.
Oh, nice. Very useful.
Could have been any other dog.
Many reasons as possible to get a
Could have been a dog that could actually bite the assassins. Or
are pugs like what's the word? Are they like
30 seconds?
They're not natural breeds, right?
Yeah, they're kind of messed up.
They're interbred with each other. They like have sex with like their siblings and stuff, right? Incestual relations.
Gotta keep the line pure, dude.
Yeah, that's what I feel. It's basically Harry Potter. Like a pug is Slytherin. That's how I feel right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Waiting for Slacks' response. The rage response will come soon as this bottom rune. Oh, it didn't actually. Okay, well that's just normal.
The battle begins.
I don't even know if that's real. I feel like I don't know.
Yawar's gonna get the bounty, so the mid lane will not have it for DC. There it is.
Oh,
all right.
damn, nice. It was you, not me.
Response.
Interesting starting item build for Sind here. I think he's basically waiting to see what the lanes are like, and then if he is going to be solo off lane versus the tri lane, then he goes the fast. JK, there it is, Iron Talon. Okay, that's right.
JK, LMAO.
I don't think I've ever seen a player so into Iron Talon before as Syndrin is. This guy loves Iron Talon. Every single game, Iron Talon.
I wish we could have done a patch analysis like we usually do, because I'm sure you would have talked about that non-stop, just like the Coddle Ags.
Really like
and then he never played Coddle.
Era here.
Yeah, Era taking quite a bit of damage at half HP already. Of course, has the salve and a couple tangos to work with.
Yeah. Legion's actually a really good hero to run at opponents in the early laning stage. It's one of his biggest advantages in a lane that isn't completely one-sided, because the hero has a huge movement speed, really high base damage, and if you get an armor item like Ring of Protection and a South Shield, you can easily trade hits effectively with your opponent.
AUA runs right into Seal Kit on that Lion. They're just going to trade right clicks, and well, Omni does... Actually, it looks like he was doing more damage, but it's more the fact that Lion just has less HP. They do the exact amount of damage, basically.
Oh, there's way more armor on Omni Knight, actually, so he will be doing way more.
Oh yeah, 5 armor versus 1. That is true, too.
So
I've not seen Fogged on Earth Spirit. This is interesting. So it's a support Earth Spirit. What do you think of support Earth Spirit in general?
It's pretty solid. It's the way that he's most commonly played right now in the pro scene. You get the rolling boulder like this, you get an Orb of Venom, and you roll into your opponent, and then you hit him a bunch of times, and you trade effectively. Looks like he had some trouble approaching, but he's going to come from a different angle now in TC. See if he can land the rolling boulder.
I'm going to have trouble with those skill names, by the way. I'm just going to say he's rolling in, he's stoning stuff.
Smash,
good.
boulder, grip, magnetize.
No,
Easy.
grip is not. No, I can't say grip. I just think of Bane every time.
Okay. That's what you're thinking about college again.
Reverse force staff. Oh, peace. Get wrecked. Well, mid lane, TC 12-0 versus Flicks on the puck at 8-2, so slight advantage for winner at the current moment in time. Biryu takes a double damage top. Who got the bounty rune bot? Was that? Must have been fogged, I guess. My guess.
They do know Cinder is here. They could potentially kill him. I don't think they have enough damage, so maybe.
They have glimpse.
Yeah, that's worth
Into
it.
kinetic field. Yawar with the waveform if he wants it.
Ooh,
Only
Biryu
one
needed
crushed.
to stun here.
Oh, they actually have definitely enough damage. Very surprising.
Well, they had a DD on Biryu, that's why. Like, it was
that's
completely
true,
worth
yeah.
it to glimpse him right away, just because he was going to get some right clicks in. They kind of almost lost it due to the stun hitting him, but overall works out nicely for DC here.
The one-time disruptor actually does some damage early game. That's good to
Biryu
see.
missing a pull here. Bit of a mistake. Can't let that happen. It's going to limit his levels. He could hit 3 off of that.
AUI left to his own devices here at bot, and he could potentially be in trouble. Does not have a level in repel, and they should know this. Level 2, they've seen the Purify, and obviously they stand close to him. They can see the degen aura as well. Meanwhile, so Bulba left, and he's just going to go jungle, for now at least, with that Iron Talon.
I feel like the teams today have been a little inefficient with their level gain, and I don't know if this is as a result of it being captain's draft, so everything's so freaking different, and they're playing heroes they're not as comfortable with, so they're spending less time thinking about being efficient, but I've been seeing quite a few missed pulls and things like that, at least in this game, and a lot of people changing their lane setups a lot. Makes sense because obviously they don't have the typical strong heroes that they're expecting, so they have to change things up on the fly, but it seems to be getting to the teams a little bit here, especially because it's a best of 3 elimination
AUI
match.
bottom. He's going to be found out by Steel Kid. He doesn't have a TP, he doesn't have repel.
He's dead.
He's
Maybe.
gonna die one way or another, at least I think so. You never know with Omni Knight though. Right clicks will do a ridiculous amount of damage from Era.
Okay.
And Fogged is here. Kick will connect. Purify will keep him alive a
Nice.
little bit longer, but they'll find it.
It's really nice to know my fog to land that stun there. Guaranteed the kill. In the past, when Omnis do that, you need repel, and then you can repel TP, but he didn't even have that. He went for the fast boots, maybe made a big mistake by doing that.
Looking back at the mid lane, TC and Puck are pretty much squared away as far as CS is concerned, and Biryu is here. Don't know if he can find a kill onto Puck. That would be pretty difficult. He's probably going to find Cinderin. Oh man, if he walks here, he can easily find this kill. There he goes. He's going to run right into him. A couple right clicks, and
Wow.
very casual kill.
He didn't even have
Crush
mana.
was not up, yeah.
I mean, that's what Cinderin does, man. He buys an Iron Talon, he just endlessly jungles until he's caught up to whoever else is playing the game the normal way. You can't fault him for abusing an item, man.
Well, Bulba's doing the same thing right now as well, so... Of course, Legion Commander's a little bit better at jungling than Slardar, so you have that to work with, I suppose. I mean, I think Legion Commander's actually decent in jungle in general. It's just she's
she
weird
was.
as like a rotating ganker. Like, you don't have that huge threat, you know?
That's why it was so bad in the past, is because it would take her so long to get 6 that, like, yeah, she could jungle sufficiently, but it basically means your team's playing 4v5. But when you grab the Iron Talon, you just kill your opponents so much faster. Yeah. Like, that large creep that usually stays around for a long time and takes you forever to kill, you kill it so much faster. He Iron Talon the centaur twice while he was doing this camp, and he kills it that much faster. So there's nothing wrong with Legion Commander jungle right now, as long as you maybe contribute a little bit to lane at the start.
I mean, it also is kind of... I mean, I play Legion Commander jungle a lot, but it's kind of odd, like, when you transition into, like, a ganking type role. Because you just literally walk up and try to duel. So you need a setup of some kind, but... Of course, you could just wait till you get Blink. But I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. He does have 1,000 gold, so it could just be full jungling now. As Omni Knight's going to try to level up here at bottom lane. Level 4.5 right now versus Clinks 5.5. What are the carries? So 41 and 18 CS versus 37 and 2. So overall, the CS department, both teams quite even as far as the cores are concerned.
Yeah, it's going quite well for a lot of them.
But DC with a 2k net worth lead, I don't even know where that came from, to be honest.
It's probably Legion Commander jungle, honestly.
Yeah, the jungle versus jungle.
AUI is essentially playing off lane. He's level 4 already, almost level 5 for support. That's awesome.
Mid
They
lane,
got the
might
tower
have some
top too.
action. TC was getting chased, but will live to see another day. Yeah, they did get top tower. Wow.
You didn't see that?
No, but Cinder's going to get some easy levels, though. That's one of the benefits of giving up a tower, although you obviously don't want to do that in general, but if you're getting limited farm and limited XP, this will allow you to sit safely by your tier 2. silver
Pulling
linings
continues
in
for
Dota.
line.
What's that?
So the pulling continues for line here. It's almost level 5. Getting a fast 6 is pretty important, especially against a hero like Legion. Fog does that level 3. Air's going to shift to the jungle now, so they'll swap out Earth Spirit into the lane. Very common thing to do. It's going to help out the supports on stake very well. So one downside to Morphling is that he can't just AFK jungle, so that means the supports don't have as much of a catch-up mechanic on DC.
Wasn't there a... I guess it was a later build, but Morphling getting a Helm of the Dominator. Wasn't that a thing for a while? I don't think it was first, though.
I don't think so. Why would they get it? They get it like late game maybe, but...
No, this was like back in the day. Like Dota 1. I can't remember if they've ever done it in Dota 2. I can't even remember if that's the case. Probably not, but...
Yeah, not really. It doesn't super synergize with the hero. It might have been something that was purchased in pubs occasionally, but it's clearly not very efficient. So many better agility items that you can buy.
He has the ring of Aquila. Do you say Aquila or Aquila? Aquila? Of the three.
Aquila. I say Aquila, I think.
Aquila? Oh god, as a fourth option? Jeez Louise. I just say tequila. Tequila. Just make it easy, man. Haste picked up by
All right.
Puck. And we're gonna have a smoke attempt here. Aquila. Okay. That's very good, thank you. Alright, we're gonna have a gank attempt here onto Yawar. He does not have a replicate up. Waveform's up in 2 seconds. He gets sheeped up.
Oh, he doesn't get
Damage
the
from
morph
Clink.
off? He gets it off now?
Now he gets the morph up, but it's way too late.
It's nicely
Meanwhile,
done.
bottom lane, they're going to clean up a tier 1 in all likelihood.
Those kills are hard to get. You have to stun the Morphling right before he presses his morph button. If he's morphing while he's stunned, he has a better chance to survive there. But the Hex is instant cast. They end up getting the kill, and that's going to be really, really good there for stake.
They can defend this, though. Bottom lane, Boulder's going to connect on Bulba. He has his duel up, but it looks like Biryu's going to be the sacrificial lamb. Gets a kinetic field off, but not much more. As down he goes. Pops very quickly, in fact. AUI in the meantime getting chased, gets the coil off, does slicks, and down Omni Knight goes. Not even time for a repel.
The chain stun there was really solid. It's very close. He almost repelled himself. Should have done it a little earlier, but you can't always anticipate a hasted Puck. Comes from a different lane and he shows up and you think that he's going to still be mid or not going to be there in time, but he doesn't make it. And with that happening, though DC did lose that fight a bit, a lot of damage being done to the mid tier 1.
Yeah, that's true. Mid tier 1 taking... I mean, Focus Fire was used, of course, by TC. Doesn't do that much damage right now. His bottom lane, Era. He's dueled up after the glimpse into a purification. Do they have enough damage to take him out? Doesn't look like anybody's going to win that duel, but the Clinks will die shortly thereafter. Synderen, Fogged and company on the run. No chase potential for DC right now with Glimpse on cooldown.
You know, they did get the kill, but no dual damage is going to make a difference. That's accelerating his jungle farm. That'll accelerate his kill potential later. All makes a huge difference.
Now, speaking of Bulba, he did go Tread, so not going to be a quick Blink Dagger at all for him. Probably just going to go full-time jungle for now.
It's an interesting choice to go Treads over the fast Blink.
Because he had like 1,200 gold before he purchased that, so.
But if you just AFK and you jungle until you get the Blink Dagger, it does create less pressure on the map, and it might lead to stake gaming getting kills of their own. So sometimes being aggressive is more important than it is for you to rush that crucial teamfight item that might actually get you more kills, because that period between it, that's the scary part. And it's been shown in the last couple games that stake does some very good early game ganks. So you have to be aware of that kind of stuff.
Synderen, in the meantime, is doing the complete opposite, just rushing that bad boy.
That makes more sense.
With his treads at all.
It's just way more important on Slar. Like the idea of doing an AoE crush on multiple people is so much bigger than being able to get a blink duel, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The difference between the two heroes is massive, night and day.
Double smoke here. Era and Seal Kid looking for a gank onto either BRU or TC. How many TPs does DC have right now? They have a couple, so there should be support available if needed. Although now it's just TC here.
For the jungle gank, they do not find it. They think Legion Commander will be here. He was there, no longer.
We'll be going back to bot lane. His AUI is now level 7 on a support Omni Knight. Quite good.
Yeah. He's got a lot of value out of this.
I mean, AUI finds farm. We've talked about this before. He finds levels one way or another. I don't even have any idea what you go on Omni Knight as a farming for. I really don't know. Mid lane, TC coiled up. He's going to break it into a Finger of Death. Impale is not going to be there. Press the attack is placed.
Oh man, Seal Kid should have had that. I really didn't like his Finger of Death first before stun. If he walks in stuns, then Finger of Death,
bot lane fogged. Static stormed up into a kinetic field, and after all that, DC get the kill. in this bot
They
lane.
they should have had that Wind Ranger. That was a Seal Kid mistake there.
Tower is
Stun
under
into
attack.
ulti gets killed, but the ulti trying to get the stun afterwards, and he cancels his attack. That was just Seal Kid messing up.
Oh.
Radiant's
Yawar
bottom
taking the
tower
last
has
hit on the
fallen.
tower from Bulba. I'm sure he wanted that very
Dire's
badly
middle
for that Blink
tower
Dagger.
is under attack.
Yawar does have the Perseverance, still working on a Lincoln Sphere for himself. How is that this game? I mean, obviously it's a pretty standard pickup in general, but
It's really good against line. Very good against Orchid. I think it's like kind of a necessary item. If you're against Clinks, then he goes Orchid. If you're against the line, it's just great.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
yeah, Lion would have to blink in, use Mana Drain, and then Hex, and that's...
You know, it could be a
lot of
Battle
Dire's
Fury.
top tower is
It's got a
under
Quelling
attack.
Blade.
Oh, yeah! I wouldn't put it past Yawar, man. The
Gives you everything you
Tangerine
need.
Core.
Damage.
You never know.
Regen. It's beautiful.
Dire's
It's like the
top
old
tower
Wind
is
Ranger
under
argument.
attack.
Battle Fury Wind Ranger with Focus Fire. It's
One of these days, we're going to
amazing.
see it, and it's going to work. And then pubs are going to do it, and our life will be sad. Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
Wind
back
Ranger's
to my point,
win rate's
though.
bad enough.
Yeah, that's true. What does AUI go on Omni? I'm really interested, because you go like something like Blink? Do you go straight Ags? Yeah, Aetherlund's also a
Aetherlund's
choice.
Force. Ghost Scepter's not horrible, I guess, against Clinks. Maybe Yule Scepter or something.
Oh, they're
Obi's
looking for
gonna find him.
AUI. Dodges the stun. He's going to walk away safely.
It's hard to line that stun.
Ever since they changed, or they nerfed him in regards to the geomagnetic grip, to where you can't just pull teammates, he's been
Yeah.
a lot less OP for sure.
Yeah, I
But
think
still
that was,
potential
that was
to
a
be really
huge
good.
change. I mean, the AoE on the Boulder Smash was really useful as well. That nerf, and useful in a way to nerf him. That is, because it just hit people a little bit too often, and sometimes it hit a lot of people that you didn't intend to hit. So I think overall the changes to Earth Spirit were balanced and put him in a place where he's still strong, but not stupidly OP. He lost like 3 or 4% win rate at the over 5k mark
Radiant's
according to
middle
Dota Buff and
tower
pubs.
has
So I
been
think
denied.
that was a very clear difference.
His win rate was always pretty bad though, right?
Only in low MMRs. The important thing is to look at what it's like when good people are playing him.
Right. Bulba shows up at bot lane, uses the overwhelming odds. He'll have a Blink Dagger if he just cleans up this way, but he's going for a kill. And here's Lion. Sheeps up TC. Repelled up, and Seal Kid is in a ton of trouble. They're going to get the duel. And bye-bye Seal Kid, and Bulba takes his first 10 damage of the game.
They might get a turn here though. Oh, they go on TC?
Aaron Company are going for TC. TC with that double damage. It's not going to do you too much good. He pops a wind run, but there is the coil into a repel purification combination into GA, and Cinderin gets cleaned up. TC just tears right through him. And the reinforcements are here for Stake as well. AUI and Company all together. Well, Era's actually stuck.
Oh
He's
my
taking
God.
a huge amount of damage from the Static Storm. Bulba, of course, he doesn't have his ultimate, but the right clicks will suffice. And Fog trying to right click to his heart's content, but Biryu is on the run, gets purified up, and Omni Knight is just winning this fight so hard for DC.
Yeah.
Fog glimpse
My
back
God.
even. My goodness, they have so much catch. 3 dead.
Dude, AOI so won that fight. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with Cinderin choosing to go after the Wind Ranger there, but man, it just the worst possible place for Wind Ranger, and the heal and the repel came out, and then it was just a super one-sided fight. Huge heals all around.
What a pro. All right, theoretically speaking, okay, talking about late game, you have a bunch of items on Omni Knight.
Okay.
How good, if you can afford it, how good is Octarine on Omni?
Radiant's top
Pretty good.
tower is under
You
attack.
can make permanent
what is
repel.
purification? Yeah, is it permanent repel?
Yeah, definitely, because it only is a 2-second downtime.
Okay.
It's probably not bad at all. If you're not getting gone on, it's probably amazing. But it's still a 6,000 gold item that you could buy basically like full Guardian Greaves, or
Right.
you can buy like
It would
4
be like a
staff
luxury.
plus the Lotus Orb plus like. It's not worth it. It's just too expensive. I think
Speaking
you're better off
of-
buying Lotus Orb or something.
Speaking of Lotus Orb, how good is that for Stake this game?
On Stake, it's not amazing, but I think it'd be really good on DC due to the Hex from Lion. You can remove that disable.
I'm
You can
guessing
also
that
remove
takes
amp
off
damage.
Glimpse though, right?
Not sure.
Cinderin's gonna jump in. Biryu blown up to a high degree. Did take quite a commitment from Stake though, as far as numbers showing up.
I think they guessed on that one. They didn't have vision of him
Perhaps.
being there. That's a bit of a good kill.
And they're gonna show
Bulba's
up
in
bot
trouble,
lane.
though.
Bulba does have Blink to work with, but Era. Gonna look for AUI. He gets repelled up. And Slicks is here. God, they're doing so much physical damage. He's amplified up. They know exactly where he is. He can't purify, unfortunately, because of the repel. and down goes Omni Knight.
Yeah, a place where Slardar is far better than Centaur is against Omni Knight.
Excuse me?
Yep, I said it. Think
Okay,
Centaur would have gotten that kill?
Alright, I'll agree with that, but still, Centaur's better in general, okay? I mean, how can he not be... You're talking about a godforsaken fish versus a half-man who's bulky and very strong,
Alright,
and half godforsaken horse, man. Oh, we have a glimpse. I hear it. Biryo's initiated on Finger of Death. That's not quite enough to get him. And the coil only on Bulba, and this is a disengage from Stake Gaming. Looks like everybody will get out, but that was a Finger of Death and coil used.
It looked like a pretty good opportunity, but just didn't quite work out. Seal Kid's falling a little bit flat on his line here so far this game. Maybe a hero he hasn't played in a while, but he's just slightly overestimating the amount of damage he does. But Lion definitely has the potential to become amazing if you do get a lot of good early game kills off, but he just hasn't quite found
Oh God, help me!
Push to talk, dude. Later.
I can't. There's literally no way. I'm sorry, everybody. I really apologize. But it felt really good, if that's any consolation. Ugh! Slacks. Oh, God, yeah.
Alright, Lincoln is up on Morphling now, so he's pretty much just not going to die. CS is very high, but he hasn't really fought that much. He's basically just farming all the time.
Yep, that's true. We haven't really seen Replicate come to use yet. They're going to go for Roche now. Bulba. Is he going for drums with this Robo Magi? Feels like kind of a late drums. Oh, Blade Mail. It's got to be Blade Mail. Okay,
oh, yeah, duh.
Yeah.
Me too. I deserve blame for that too.
Dire
Blade Mail's just straightforward the best item to get on Legion Commander. It's like, you force them to hit you, and you can do that extra damage. It'll be great against Clinks. Super good against Clinks.
I don't typically see the Rub of the Magi as the first pickup. I guess the Chainmail is the most common. Glimpse on Seal Kid. AUI looking for a slow from the DJ Nora, not able to get close enough. But this tier 1 will be successfully defended. But in the meantime, top will not. Era's going Desto, by the way. I mean, this is more of a standard build. As you are. Was silenced up. He's morphing up. He has waveform. Does he have replicate? I don't think so.
Oh, we missed the bully smash.
Still
I think they'll still
morphing
get
up.
him, though. He can't morph anymore.
Silenced. Waveform not able to do anything bottom lane.
Alright, only took 4 heroes.
Yeah.
But they got him.
Got him.
Oh, nicely done by Slicks, basically. Instantly silence, use nukes, broke Lincolns, and then amp damage basically just guarantees the kill if he doesn't have his replicate up. So they saw the opportunity, he didn't have a replicate up, and they went for it and they got it. It's a hard kill, but securing it is going to mean that Morphling's going to farm a little bit slower, and that's one of the hero's things that the hero lacks, is that he doesn't farm super fast just by himself. He farms fast if he gets kills and farms. He doesn't have like a natural flash farming like a lot of other carries. Might get glimpsed here on
that
things.
strafe. Yeah, you definitely have potential to be initiated upon. He needs a BKB badly because of that. Of course, is a glass cannon, but that is the way you play Clinks. I mean, I guess you can tank up a bit with Death Pack, but it's not up all the time. So yeah, he did go Deso. So now the question is, do you still go Diffuser? You kind of have to go some tankiness, right? You got to get BKB or something.
Yeah, he's going to need a BKB at some stage, otherwise the Shackle will just wreck him. Not to mention the Morphling nukes. Morphling's actually a pretty good carry against BKB carries, because he just kind of pokes them, and sometimes he's going to hit for 500 magic damage, and that will work them down. So in a straight-up fight, obviously Morphling's nukes are not good, and BKB will counter him. But if you're just talking about laning stage, poking, and potentially ganking, Morphling can be nice against BKB carries like Lynx.
We have a 4-man smoke for DC along with the replicate of Yawar, but he's only got another 9 seconds on that bad boy, so if he wants to come, it better be soon. And they're going to run right into Stake Gaming, and this replicate's going to run out. Oh,
this
boy.
is really bad.
Oh, he comes in at the right time, though. Synderen initiated on by Bulba. Who gets the damage? It's going to be Bulba in spades. That's 2 deaths right off the bat as Slick's taking a lot. Phase shifts out, gets a nice coil on 2. He's going to get out for now. As the chase continues, as Yawar and company, Biryo, a very nice glimpse onto Fog, and he looks to be dead one way or another. That's 3 dead. DC looking really good. They can transition this into an easy Roche for themselves as well.
Man, that was absolute worst case there for Stake. The moment that they start moving out S5, DC's on the high ground. You just don't want to find a team like that. I think they thought that DC was already in the Roche pit, and DC, anticipating that, wanted to catch them as they rotated over. So really sick mind games there by DC, and they reacted instantly. Bulba instantly blinked in, grabbed the important counter-initiating hero in the Slardar, and they killed him right at the start.
Has fallen to the
They did everything right there. Like, duel. They put the Disruptor ulti down a little bit behind to prevent the heroes from behind from casting spells. It was perfect. Really nicely done by DC in that fight.
And now Yawar is pretty much impossible to kill. Don't think you're getting this guy twice. But that also means you can focus on somebody else.
When you do kill him, and let's say he morphs all of everything to strength, his armor is going to be really low at that point. And at that stage, Clinks and Slardar are going to be very good against him. So while they don't have the Orchid to stop him from casting spells, as you do go, that's heavily strength morph. You lose all your armor, and you just become a big HP noodle. That's good against magic damage, but it's really bad against physical and minus armor. So Morphling is still countered by these builds and those heroes, so he does have to be careful, even though he does have a Linken's and an Aegis.
AUI picks up an Aether Lens. So going to be casting things from... I think I can't remember if we talked about this or not, but the fact that the reason Omni Knight is balanced is because he's melee and his skills have very low range, and Aether Lens just breaks it to a certain degree. So
yeah, but he's still a hero that doesn't have any damage. So that's still a problem that he's going to have to work around. I mean, he's fine with that because his team makes up for that lack of damage with Morphling and Legion Commander and Wind Ranger. But you know, in the last game we saw Omni, I think he did have an Aether Lens. Didn't matter. They still were lacking a bit.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
we have a smoke by DC. As the Tier 2 tower tanking a bit of damage, excuse me. Biryu.
Cinderin maybe in
find
trouble.
Cinderin. Oh, is there any glimpse coming? Not
They're looking
yet.
for vision.
Slick's attempting to
There's
TP out. They're going to find Fog. That's going to be their consolation prize. And that is free damage to the bubble. That's 38 extra damage now. That level 2 duel online.
Stake will be okay with that. They're going to lose more and more momentum here, but losing only one here instead of losing a big team fight is fine.
Alright, what does Morphling get now?
Um,
Do you think Ethereal
probably
Shotgun is good?
meant, I don't know. I mean, you can go shotgun, but he might just be better off. You know, the E-Blade is good because it could keep him alive from Clinks. But if he goes Manta, then he doesn't have to worry about
he's
silence.
initiated upon. My God! Alright,
What
they
were you
got him
saying?
once. Well, I said they can't kill him twice.
Oh.
They glimpse back.
Oh.
Now Slicks is
That's
in
really
some
bad
trouble.
for Slicks.
Purification. He's silenced up for just a little bit, and it's enough time for them to burst him down. So Aegis for Puck. I think DC will take that. I mean, from what I've watched DC, which is a lot of games, literally every game, they are notoriously bad at using an Aegis, so that's actually pretty good. They
Well,
always
got it
like
there.
just let it run out. It's really annoying.
Radiant's top tower is under
Focus
attack.
on the
Tier
tier 2 tower top.
Radiant's
I
structures
think
are
Morphling
fortified.
is probably going to go... It's either a Manta or Scotty. I don't think this is an E-Blade game. It's kind of bad against Puck. It kind of
Yeah,
works
I like
against some of the
Scotty's.
other heroes, but
Radiant's top
just safer
Scotty's
to go with
always
those
good,
items.
man. I pick it up on
Yeah.
every hero. You know, it's super
It's,
good.
it's actually good on just about any core hero, yeah.
Would
It
you
won't
say,
give you tons of damage, but...
other than Centaur, would you say any hero would... How often do you get a Heart of Tarask over a Scotty these days? It's not very common.
I think it's rare. There are a lot of cores that still will buy it because it allows you to disengage from a fight if you barely survive it and come back in like 15 seconds later, 10 seconds later, and that's useful. Oh, TC might be in trouble mid.
See, jumped on, he's crushed. He's going to get the wind run off, but he's fingered up into a coil. He's going to look for a little consolation damage, but not going to matter too much. And there's the defusal. So Era is super, super, super squishy, but deals ridiculous amounts of damage and can now counter Omni Knight. So that's nice to see.
Yeah, that's going to be his target in the fights. Or going for Disruptor, he can kill him super easily as well. And now Disruptor can't even buy a Ghost Scepter, which is normally what you do if you're in the lead. I mean, Biryu's got a lot of kills. He's 5, 3, and 6 right now. He's been playing quite well in the Disruptor, but you know, if you can't even buy a Ghost Scepter, keep yourself alive, things get scary.
Hey,
So
can we look
maybe
at the
force that for
Centaur
him.
camp over here? They are remodeled and they look glorious.
Oh, wow.
They look great.
They look really good.
I would love to see these right next to the Dragon camp because it's like looking at, I don't know, it's like looking at Minecraft, the dragon ones, you know? Oh, here are the dragons.
They
Right
redid
there.
the dragons. What are you talking about?
Did they? No, they look horrible. What are you talking about? It looks like
What?
Goofy.
No, dude, they literally just redid the dragons. They looked worse than this before.
All right, they still look horrible.
What? I mean, the shadows aren't good, but
What? How does it? It looks like Goofy. You know who
Yeah,
Goofy is, right?
yeah, they have like big eyes and their tongue sticks out, but like they were way worse before. Okay.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. We're slowly getting there, guys. Eventually, it will happen. But Slardar is still #1 on the list, along with Viper.
Radiant's
I will never
bottom
forget.
tower is under
Although
attack.
Slardar got a new item in the game, which was Slax's idea to cover his face so you can never see it. And now there's one in the game, thanks to the new compendium that's out.
Okay. Morphling
Flag.
picks up an Eagle Song, so probably will be a shotgun after all.
Dyer's
Could be
top
Butterfly.
tower is under
Actually,
attack.
Butterfly wouldn't be terrible here.
Dyer's structures
It's not the right item
fortified.
though. It doesn't. There's too many nukes on stake for Butterfly for a evasion purposes to be useful. So I think it's definitely gonna be E-Blade. Yeah, and it is actually. He's already got the item.
Let's get
This
a
gives him
TP
more
time.
offensive potential.
What is this?
Wow.
Flax, was that idea copyrighted? I don't know if Valve got permission from you to use your idea. Pretty sure that you're owed some money, you know, for that glorious idea of just covering Slardar's disgusting face.
Morphling almost gets ganked here. They TP'd heavily for this, dude. Did they see them?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, they did. They saw him down here with this tower, this ward. So they saw him approaching. That's why lane wards are so good. They see those ganks coming. They're not necessarily right
Bot
where
lane,
the gank
Seal
happens.
Kid, dueled up, Bulba, more damage your way. That's 52 now and counting. But reinforcements have arrived. Aaron Slicks, they have definite kill potential. Lots of burst damage. Nice blink by TC. He should be okay. And that's who's the main target for Slicks and Era. Other than the Omni Knight, like TC is such an easy kill. Although
I
you
don't know
can't
about such,
diffuse,
but-
you can't diffuse Windrun, right? So
Yeah,
I guess
it's
without
not
MKB,
super easy, but as long as they can interrupt his TP, they can get him. No problem. I want to see if Clinks can continue scaling though. I think he's been having trouble getting some solo kills. He's got the items, but he's not necessarily getting the opportunities. That's just due to really good support movements. Like Brady doesn't stand in lanes too much. He nukes it and he walks away. He has to be unpredictable. He has to make sure that Clinks doesn't find him and snowball off of him. Otherwise, it makes the game a lot harder for his team. Oh, Seal Kid
Seal
might
Kid.
die.
Oh my goodness! I think he missed a skill there. Did he not?
I think he missed waveform. Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under
That's
totally right.
unfortunate for him. Omni Knight not going to get stunned up thanks to the repel. Although Bash goes through, right? So
Yep. This is 10%, and he was getting his attack speed slowed from Degenora.
that's
And
true.
that all those Synderen did go treads, so he did have some attack speed there. But would have been low chances.
And Bulba rounding in on an Assault Cuirass. Very close to finishing that off. All he needs is the plate mail now. Another 800 gold or so. That is going to be huge. Assault
Yeah.
is amazing this game.
Bulba's having a really solid game. It's going to make not only him more survivable to heroes like Clinks and Slardar, but his whole team. 5 armor makes all the difference. And there is still a Ghost Scepter purchase for Disruptor here. Not sure if it's the right item, but
Use those charges, man.
yeah,
Got to make him
waste
use
the
it somehow.
charges. Arrow might find a kill if he finds AOI here, but even then, he can't get a kill because of E-Blade.
E-Blade very strong. Of course, he could diffuse that off himself if needed, but that's not how he wants to use it. Of course, now with the new change to diffusal, you can just use them. You can just spam it more than anything. As they're gonna run
really
into
wants
both
this kill.
Synderen and Clinks. Oh
There.
man, AUI blown up. Yawar left his friend, and it cost him.
It worked out really nicely for stake there. All he had to do is blink dodge the ability, and then he's all good.
And I'm pretty sure Yawar now goes Scotty. That's 99% chance of that. Amazing item.
Yeah. The only way he dies now is a little bit of magic burst, so Scotty would give him a mix of HP as well as general stats. Be very good to have.
And there's the finished AC for Legion Commander. And looking at the other side for Stake, we didn't talk about the Veil of Discord for Fog. That is super good this game with the burst damage of both Puck and Lion. Of course, Puck has a Dagon as well, so adding insult to injury in that regard.
And again, it's just a generically good item. Gives you 6 HP regen, gives you 6 armor. Those are 2 things that a lot of supports are lacking. And then all across the board, tons of stats and lots of int. It's everything Earth Spirit needs.
I mean, the Earth Spirit ult, Magnetize, it's a lot of damage over time, and of course, Veil is it 100% uptime? Yeah, 100% uptime.
Oh,
okay,
it is. No,
almost.
cooldown's 20, so.
4 seconds off. I mean, that's pretty close, though. And this is going to be a free rush for DC. Stake not able to get any trade.
And
Aegis will go the way of Yawar.
So,
Another
okay,
tough
it is
kill.
BKB on Wind Ranger on the way. Very close, about 1400.
It just needs the recipe now. Do you think they want to wait for that? I mean, that's the question. Do they wait for that, or I mean, they have Aegis for 5 minutes, so that's kind of a ticking time bomb, if you will.
Yeah, that's kind of a good point. It might be a little bit too long. I think if it's a good initiation, they can go, but obviously just setting up for those good initiations requires you to focus on fights and ganks. I think they just go for it. Like, TC's still very survivable. Like, he won't die to Clinks, right? Because Clinks doesn't have an MKB. So he has to worry about Magic Burst, but he's got 1600 HP, and he's got an Omni on his team. I think they definitely fight.
Synderen picks up a brand new BKB. It's going to be nice for him. Of course, Duel does go through that, and he's been the duel target a couple times so far. But silence is the name of the game, and Legion does not have a BKB of her own. But if you can somehow silence her before that ult, it'll help quite a bit.
It's not just that. It's also the Morphling nukes. If you get hit by E-Blade and Adaptive Strike when you're using Sprint, you're taking so much more damage.
Regeneration.
LC looking for some sort of initiation. As Clinks is stealing the Ancients. Bulba's gonna run right into him. And he pops the BKB. I'm not the BKB, his Blade Mail, I should say. An Era, my goodness. Just gets dumped on.
Really nicely done there.
66
DC
damage.
running across the map with a dust on the Legion and completely ready to duel up on the Clinks. There's nothing you can do about that. The only thing that keeps him alive there is if he BKBs, stops the Blade Mail damage.
You are getting very greedy. Morphing
He
up.
does have his ult. He's got 8
See if
seconds.
he does have his Aegis still.
Oh.
Gonna force
Alright.
it out.
He might die twice now. All you can do is wait for him TP.
His teammates are coming though. And the Glimpse, they're looking for an offensive. Oh, was that a BKB used? Yep,
Yeah, Synderen popped his 10. I think he had to do that because they've got a dead hero right now. If Synderen didn't BKB there, they guarantee lose the racks. Instead,
either way, they're
DC
gonna
will
lose a
back
tier
up.
2.
Yeah, but you know it's not as bad.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh yeah, that looks good actually. Very
Radiant's
nice.
middle tower has
You've been
fallen.
practicing. So Slacks actually goes into lobbies when we're not casting and just practices his memes for stats. He's been working real hard, guys. In between his streaming of Fallout, of course.
And hopefully that will someday get him to a major.
Oh, Slacks. It's okay. One day, my friend. Wow, that was actually a fast transition between Ethereal and Scotty. He's the full thing done. My goodness.
Yeah, he's
He
been
is scary.
farming pretty incredibly, considering the fact that he doesn't have boots of travel. He's just been hopping around the map using his ultimate. You know, I think the Lincolns makes a big difference, though. It does give him mana regen. If you go something like Scotty into like E-Blade, then he's going to run out of mana over time, and he eventually has to go back to base. So just having his ultimate and using it correctly can save him a lot of time and increase his farming patterns and his farming rates.
All right, that smoke by Stake was used effectively just to put this ward down, and now they're out of smokes for 8 minutes. That is a huge window of opportunity for DC to extend their lead. Of course,
Yeah, it's looking bad
DC
for them.
side, they have this is their last smoke for 9.5 minutes, so I guess it's even in that regard. But
I don't even know if DC cares. They're in such a big advantage here. Yuar's going to the bot lane to split push, and he's got an illusion mid in case the fight starts.
yeah,
They
Bulba
almost found Era.
smoked up. They're gonna see them with these wars. They really want to get fogged.
They
That would be
can't,
a
they're in
great
this.
kill. Blade mail up. Oh, he barely gets it off. That's a really weird. He's gonna walk all the way back and try to get this kill. It's not gonna be enough to get actual damage, but Slicks is blown up right off the bat. He does have buyback, of course. Disruptor is gonna be the trade. It's a 1-for-1, make it a 2-for-2 as Omniac goes down before he can even pop GA. But the right clicks onto Synderen by Yuar. Morphling with the adaptive strike will finish him off with ease. Fog not able to TP out, and that is an ultra kill for Yuar. Make it a rampage. My God, this guy's a beast right now.
Sounds like some biased casting to me. You're done. You're off the cast, dude.
Excuse me?
If you can't remain unbiased,
How is that not biased? Everybody that gets a rampage is a beast, okay?
I'm just kidding. It was the duel was a little bit weak there. It looked like it might be okay for Stake, and there were some good trades for supports, but the shackle on Slicks is just too big. If your mid-core that's all about disrupting team fights gets stunned like that and killed at the start of the fight, it's unwinnable basically. And they already had very few ways to deal with Morphling. So if they don't have at least the puck on top of that, adding magic nukes, it's just going to be a very hard fight. And it just seems very clear that Morphling is very clearly going to outfarm Clinks here, scale better, and very likely give DC a win. They get a big fight, they take a Rax. It's not over yet, but it's tough for Clinks to deal with Morphling.
And they play it very disciplined. I mean, that's been a thing in the past where they just stay in the base and feed. So I'm glad to see that they've learned their lesson in the past. I'm allowed to say that, by the way, so just saying. By the way, Shadowblade now on Bulba, so he won't be having... It's so interesting playing Legion Commander, because it feels very awkward, right? Like, you blink in, and then you feel like, I need to press the attack, but maybe I don't have time. And now you have Shadowblade. You're like, do I want the extra 150 damage or whatever it is, 175 bonus damage, or do I just go for the straight duel, or do I do the extra damage from Shadowblade and press the attack and then ult? It's like, it feels so awkward playing this hero sometimes.
It is kind of, but the nicest thing that Shadowblade gives you is it allows you to look for those dual targets without needing observer wards or without needing smokes. Because you can just go somewhere and you can pop your Shadow Blade. You can sit there for 14 seconds and you wait to see if somebody walks up. If they don't, you walk back up and your opponents don't know. So that ability to look for ganks is something that Shadow Blade provides, and that's something that Legion Commander kind of needs at this stage. I mean, yeah, you could buy a BKB, you could buy a Basher or some other damage item, but the Shadow Blade alone could create openings for his team to win the game. So,
by the way,
yeah,
shout out to Pimp, who somehow already has that Rampage on YouTube. That is actually incredible.
Serious?
And he's doing camera right now. How is that even possible? I actually don't know how that's
camera,
possible. It's
you just,
pretty ridiculous.
If shit's going, like, after the fight's over, he just, like, takes his hands off
Yeah,
his
I guess
keyboard.
so.
And
That is still amazing, though. My goodness.
can't beat a snoob from Yoi.
Yeah, get wrecked. 10-second BKB now up on Yawar. He's going to find some trouble here at top lane, though. Has the replicate up for another 12 seconds and uses it. Spidey senses were tingling, and out he goes. And that's 4 members of Stake just sitting up here.
And I love the late game BKB and Morphling. It just completely covers him. It's cheaper than a Scotty. Doesn't have to worry about getting chain stunned. Doesn't have to worry about getting chain silenced. Just a lot more straightforward than just relying on HP from something like a Scotty.
If it wasn't a BKB, what would it have been? Like a butterfly or something?
Scotty or Butterfly, or maybe
another
a Manta.
Scotty?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that yet. Scotty, excuse me. Manta, Butterfly, I guess. One of those two. BKB is clearly the best option though, because he doesn't have to worry about right-click damage from the Clinks, because Clinks is so far behind. So if he just gets magic immunity, he's fine.
Plus, it
Doesn't even need the evasion.
allows AUI to repel somebody else other than the beginning of the fight right here. So he can just siege up and Cinderin. Oh my god. Almost insta-get by Yawar.
That's a 20-second cooldown for him to be able to do that. That was incredible.
And with Focus Fire, TC was stunned up a bit, but this is going to be a free melee at bot lane. And I don't think Stake can fight right now.
I mean, I don't even
What
think...
are they waiting for? They need to...
I think DC will go back in here, maybe. They're looking for opportunities.
And DC can definitely go. Yawar, repelled up. Bulba. Oh boy, the Blade Mail initiation. He's going to get his duel up, or is he? Static Storm on a bunch. GA is going to keep him alive, but Morphling somehow gets insta-gibbed himself. And there's finally the duel from Bulba. He will winner chicken dinner over Cinderin. It is a 2-for-1, and that is your big damage dealer on the deck for Stake Gaming in the Clinks. And Fogged is next on the list, and this is going to be an easy range Rax.
Dude, they
Oh my god,
that was
that glimpse. Shackle, what was that? I don't understand this game time sometimes, but Slicks, he has the Dagon available, will phase shift out.
He's actually dead, I think.
Blink is not available though, and down he goes with buyback available. How did Morphling die so fast? That was incredible.
They used literally all of their spells on him, and he was at 1 strength. So he had about 1800 HP, but man, and that's it. DC takes the win. Stakes knocked out.
So DC get the win in this best of 3. Stake are unfortunately, much to mine and probably everybody else's dismay, are now out of the tournament. Shout out to Cinderin for helping us create Captain's Draft. I want to see who DC is playing next. Let's see. It's going to be Rocks, right? Yeah. So the next series will be against Rocks, and the winner of that will play the loser of the Mama's Boys Complexity. So again, the way that this tournament works is the qualifiers, the top 2 teams will move on to the playoff stage versus the 6 directly invited. Any last words for this series, Purge or Slacks?
Omniate wins.
Oh my
Oh my god.
That is, I believe they call that savage. Ugh. Too much, man. Cinderin's a cuddly guy. But GG to Stake Gaming, and thanks for watching, guys. We are out for now. Of course, the schedule, you can always find it at moonduck.tv/CD3. And if you look there, you will see that the qualifiers are now going on a bit of a break, and then we will resume on February 3rd. And once we start on February 3rd, it's going to be every single day casting until the playoffs and the finals, and everything is done. So lots of games to be covered, but we do have a little bit of break until February 3rd. So stay tuned, friends, and until next time, we'll see ya.